Greetings and welcome to Dyson Sphere Program. I'm Dgray and today we continue our Let's Play tutorial where we last episode just got basic processing up and running for pretty much all the starting resources until we get more research. In today's episode I very much want to try and get the automation up for, let's see here, some of our basic components. So like we did magnets last time, I want to see if we can't get these automated as well. Since the plan I have for this is to craft these by hand, since they have a lot of different inputs, and make sure all of this is made on our main bus. I think that could be quite fun and quite cool. So to start off the episodes, let's look for a place to build, and a good thing to do if you want things to line up nicely is build along the equator. That's where there's the longest before they start to look a bit weird and not be straight lines. Don't know if we have one we can see it here, but otherwise we will see it later. They'll start to misalign a small amount. So equator, nice big thing, big round thing. And it is the longest way around the planet, which also means that that'll be the longest main bus we can make. So I think that could be quite cool. So if you look down here to the left, we can see where we're at, and right now we are right on the equator. It's a thicker line than the rest of them, and you can see it here. So let's look at the map. We'd like to have a nice green area we can build along. So if we look here, South and North Pole, we have it going this way and that way. And I think we might be in luck, because if we look here and build the main bus that way, we might be able to build on the side of on these without having to landfill too much. So I think that could be a good way to start. If you don't know what I mean about landfill, then it's in here. Let's see if I can remember where it's at. It might be a bit down the line. If not, we'll just look at it a bit later. Environmental modification. So you can get foundations and use dirt you pick up when pretty much building anything, and you can start to landfill in the lake or remove mountains and such. It's very nice, and it makes it a lot easier to build without having to go around things, and you can get a nice clean base. So to start this out, let's plan out our main bus. The kind of main bus I'm gonna go with, you can build across water with belts, but you can't do the buildings. So if we have one to start about here, going up this way, I think that should give us a nice bit of room to build what we need on. At least the starting things. So to make it somewhat planned, let's do one line in each of these, because we do need to cross over. And I think I forgot to mention in the first episode is, if you build like this, you can see, you can build vertically as well. Look at that. You can go up and make them go across each other. So if you look right here, this can go straight. The next one that comes this way, that goes up one, and down on the opposite side. So you're able to crisscross your belts like this, and that will be very useful. If you think about it in vectorial terms, think of these like underground belts just going on top, and then it can go very, very high instead. So it gives us a lot of room for expansion and a big chance for spaghetti. So we have to watch out for that. Because if there's one thing I don't love or like, that's spaghetti, and I very much just want to make it as modular as possible. So let's see here, let's start it here. We'll do one line going this way. We'll have the next one going right next to it, down that way. That means we can jump over and such, and split belts out. That is at least what I'm hoping we can do with this kind of setup. It is early game main boss, and we'll see how it goes in the long term. But for our things right now, I think it'll be fine. So the things we need on the main bus. we need pretty much all our processed resources, pretty much one line for each. And we might need the ores as well, in case we need it for something further down the line. If you look at our logistics in here, on this one, it requires a science one, but that gives us splitters. Very, very nice, and will make it our lives a lot easier when building the main bus. So that's kind of one of the things I want to go for. Main quest, that is for the science. So let's just get the science out the way so we can start to passively produce some of that while we are building the main bus and getting ready for this one afterwards. To be honest, let's get this one as well. And this is assembly machine, so we can automate the buildings of components and such. And after that, I want to get some logistic systems just to get the splitter. Otherwise, we will have to use early game splitters. Could be something like our chest here, where you just output to different sides. So this is pretty much a 4-way splitter if you want, if not even more. So you've unlocked the matrix lab, or rather the central brain connector, and you'll use it to upload the matrices to the central brain to obtain technology. So that is pretty much all science packs. If we look at this interface, let's just place it over here for now so we can see it in action. It looks just like this.
You can use it to make super matrices or research technology.
As a thing, super matrix or research. So if we're looking here, we can do I'll just wait for this guy to start talking.
You can be benefit to unlock more actual world technologies by operating the whole world simultaneously.
So it has two modes. It has the matrix mode and it has a research mode. In the matrix mode, it shows you need magnetic coils and you need circuit boards to make one matrix, and it takes 3 seconds. You can see the crafting recipe. And in research mode, it can spend these to automate research, so you don't have to do it from your inventory, as it says here in the top left. So let's find a good place to put it down. Let's get up a bit more power before we do it, just to get some of this lined up nicely. So what we need is pretty much these plus some circuits, so everything we have here to work it. And I might want to do something like an early game setup. For example, we just want the science to go now before our main bus. So if we look at this one, we can do it maybe down here. Look at the recipes. We need magnetic coils and we need circuit boards. This requires copper and magnetic coils. This requires copper and iron. So we could do it something like this. Haven't tried this before, but I think it would be quite good. So we'll move this back too. We'll take another assembly machine and add it in over here. Let's just craft a few. Let's make 5 for now. And then place them down here, because if you do something like this, if any of you have ever seen my Victoria buildings, will know a setup like this. We'll have one supplying, then we will have them outputting it over here. Let's move it a bit into a centralized storage that we can use somewhere else. That looks 1, 2 might be fine. Let's move you one closer. So I think we might be able to do it right here. We'll check if it's too close or not. So you will go in there. You will go in here. You will make, for me, magnetic coils. And you will make green circuit boards. Those two goes at, what's the crafting speed? Can I see it here? 2 every second. This one produces 2 every second, so that's a nice ratio into this one. And then I'd like to have some labs that produces the science. Let's see, that needs 1 every 3 seconds. So it means that we're gonna overproduce quite a bit by doing this, but it's fine. We'll just have a bit of surplus in the storage. I think that'll be a good way to get at least science going a little bit. Let's get the second one down over here. Then we'll do one of these just to collect all our products. I have to move you a small amount. To right there. So let's see if we can get this to work, and if it does what I want. Ooh, that looks a bit misaligned. Well, let's see if we can reach. Hopefully it can. Otherwise, we'll just move it a small amount. You go over here. You go over here. You go in there. You go that way. You go that way. And in here and in there. That will give us a nice chest with matrix cores. Or matrices. Matrices. And all we need now then is to hook up some power here. Might be overkill doing 2, but now we have it. So. Magnets, copper ingots, and iron. So let's see what we have on us. We have some magnets, we have some copper, we have some iron. And now this is taking what it needs, throwing it in here. Slowly building up. There goes the first magnetic, goes over here. Goes into this one. And from here it distributes out to these. Slowly filling up as needed. So hopefully this can keep up. If the speed is not great enough, at one point we'll get something that's a bit faster, but at least for now it's working. On this one we could hook up 2 more to do the science, because a good thing to do in Dyson Sphere project is always remember to automate. I also think that was one of my main things I said in Factorio. Remember to automate everything. Otherwise you will be in serious trouble. Let's get ourselves some copper. And as you can see, you can actually grab from quite a distance away. You don't have to be next to it. This is pretty much max range. Here we can grab it. Here we can't. So that's very nice to know you don't have to be directly next to it. Let's fill the rest of these, just so we have a nice big storage. And let's dump it in here. That should make this run for quite a while and generate a nice chunk of science. That is filled up. That is filling up the other one, so yeah. Now we're going 25. Very, very nice. Don't forget to, yeah, roll it in. Luckily we have this storage, and that is also why I said remember to set this up right away. Because in the beginning you will be moving a bit by hand until you get your things up and running. So there we are. 2 labs. 1, 2. After I've built it, I'll just check how fast they consume things. Can we get it all in as needed? It doesn't look completely perfect, but it should work for the purpose. So let's see for research. 0 hash per second. Can't quite see how fast it consumes, but I think that's yeah. We'll figure it out if this can handle too. Hopefully they put up something to show us how much is in one of these. So now we can take a 4 from here to there, and from there to there. And I very much want you to do research. Research. Look at that. Just give it a bit of power. And we are off to the races. Look at that. And power is lacking a bit. But now we have automated science. As you can see, it's counting down in the top left, even now without us having anything in our inventory. And that is exactly the way I want it. So this is pretty much a nice, simple, automated science building. We just put in 3 components right here. Magnets, copper and iron. And the rest just kind of sorts itself down through the line. We might have to increase how fast they can input it. So a good way to do that, if that is actually what is lacking. I think it might be. Where is it the output? We will... Oh, because it's double range. But you can do this, just add a second one. You can do the same here just to speed up the process if something is lacking. And hopefully this can run full speed now. Grabbing everything it needs, and then we'll have a nice little surplus building up here in the future that we can grab. So, checkmark, science automated, very, very nice. So, this one is building. We are getting closer and closer to that. Let's build a bit more power. I don't want to run out. And I'll still go for my... it is wasting a small amount of space, I think like 1. Because look, it can go on pretty much 9 spaces, I think it is, instead of 10. But 10 next makes it so much cleaner and so much easier to plan. So that's why I'm going with something like this. And look how good it looks if we do it like this. So that is what I'm gonna go with. And can we get you to hook up anywhere before we run out? That would be very nice. Let's just make 5 more. There, and come on, one more item please. Then we can just do a little power tower. And there we go, 6.3 megawatts. We're using about 5, so it doesn't look like we are over demanding too much from the system. And look at this now, guys. Very nice. Science is good, and this will just keep producing for us to the end of time. Or at least until it runs out of things here, and then we'll just kind of refill it. But that is pretty much the start of a very nice science setup. Improve logistics. You've unlocked the splitter 4 directions. It has 3 different styles, which can be used to diverge cargo or balance multiple cargo or conveyor belts. So, this one is extremely important for the plan I have for my main bus. Before we work on it, let's start some more research. And while we're in here, there's also one thing, and you can probably see it blinking in the top left. Upgrades. Yes, we can upgrade our mech. It can get insanely cool. It can get, if you look down here, core, it can recharge faster, move faster, more inventory. We can get more drones to help us. I think right now we have 3. We can go up to way more. You can see it here on the right, all the basic stats. So 3 at the moment. So that is pretty good. Oh, task count. So we might be able to give them more tasks at the same time. That seems pretty cool. Unlock mecha flight. So that means we can start flying, and we're actually quite close to having this one done. But firstly, let's just get the mecha core unlocked. It's only 20 iron and copper, so that can just get done. We can also unlock veins on the planet. The first steps on the planet is the first step towards universal exploration. Everything strange and fascinating. That is correct. So let's upgrade all those, and this is further into the future. There's also vertical construction, requires a red energy matrix, science matrices, so we can't make that yet. That is pretty much the tier 2, or the green science of Factorio. Veins, no, let's just get this done. In here, we have steel smelting we can start doing, or we can start to look at some of the things down here. Electric motor could be good. That is also quite useful, so let's research that. And with this one we can get something that charges our, what's it called, the mech wirelessly. It's pretty decent. We should also look into that in the future. And fluid handling. So that is going to be quite good. Let's set up the... let's do this first. Exploration. You can now view veins distribution on the planet and easily find location of different veins. So look down here in the bottom right.
Unlock the universe exploration. Now you can click the details display button in the lower right corner of the screen to open real-time distribution.
So like our little helper said, lower right, veins distribution on north. And look at that. Now we can see them. If we go to the map view, this is all the things on the planet. And see coal, iron, crude oil. We found some titanium in the first one. It doesn't look like there's any veins for titanium on this one. It's mostly stone, iron, copper, coal, and then some oil. So that is very good to know. So, do we need to fill this up? We could grab some because luckily, look, we're right next to this one. So we can actually just do it as simple as that. And we can probably go grab some iron as well. And throw that into here. And some magnets. There we go. And you can go into this one. Look at that. We are off to a flying start. Science is just shocking along. And we are building a nice little surplus here as well. That we can use if we take it into our inventory. So, let's look at what I have planned for our main bus. Firstly, let's just get 10 of these for now, so we have some in storage. It's always nice to overproduce a bit, especially of building parts, so we don't have to look for them in the middle of the process. So, compared to Factorio, we can stack things vertically here. So if you look at this, one can stack on top, but we can't stack 3 on top.
It can split the passing cargo or
Oh, I learned something new. If we press tab, look at that, it can go... Oh, that is very good. Huh. The tab moves it like that. Okay, this might be good. This might be something very, very useful. Huh. Okay, we'll have to try and work with this in the future. For now at least, let's try and just set up a bit of automation. So we'll need to drag in our items. For now, I'll just take the raw things. I will take the plates. So we will need about 6 lanes of that. And since we can stack in 2, about 3 lanes. One with copper, one with the iron ones, one with coal, and the other things over here. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 lanes, that's be 4. So let's just get our resources in so we have something to work with in the future. There and there. 4 lanes. We'll have to make them too high, so let's just put that up right away. Let's tab it to, this is the one I want to use. 1, 2. We can do this one. It's very nice with the building lines to see we start the same place. Right there. That will be pretty much our current setup that we'll feed our ores into. So if we look at it here, we'll just hook them up. And now the height things comes into play. Look, if we press up here, look, this doesn't work, it goes down. But if you press up the up arrow key, that is at least the one it is at default, you can do it like that. And all of a sudden, we can do 2 lanes above each other. And since this is 1 high, the ground level, this is 3, that means on 2, we're able to do something as cool as this. We can go in between. And I think you guys can see where I'm going with this. This means that we can do a splitter here, make go down or up above, and in and down until whatever production line we have over here. So we can make all the things we need. That is gonna be very, very good. While looking at that, look at the soil at the bottom right. That is what we get when we place things on not ground level, pretty much. So, firstly, let's get the iron and iron ore and just iron here. Is iron ore useful later down the line? I don't know, but we will figure it out. So, let's just get this over this way. We'll start with you. We'll leave all of this as a little temporary production. And we should probably just, good thing, craft a lot more of these. We probably should have set up one of these gear wheels as well, quite soon. As that will help us out very, very much. To be honest, let's do one very quickly right here. You will just make some gear wheels for us, going into our little storage, let's say right there. Then I don't have to handcraft them ever again, and that is pretty much what I'm going for. Let's just double it up. And as simple as that, we have automated another thing that I don't need to worry about. It will just slowly jog along, making gears for us. And one row. But as I said, most of this I want on the main bus, so we can automate things, and if it's used further down the line, we already have it on the main bus. That is perfect. So, time to grab all the things we need. So, iron ore first. You can go on the bottom or on the top, depending on what we want. And the reason why I say depending on what we want is we'll probably use iron for most things. Well, we'll do it at the bottom, so I can see. And look, as easy as that. Please hook you up. And we could probably just take this right above. So if we start this one here and get this to 3 high, we'll have to remove a small amount of these so we can actually fit. Please go to up here. 1, 2, 3, and then just go this way. Because that way we always have it in the correct spots. It is a bit wonky once in a while to build, and then all the way down here. Look at that, as simple as that. We have iron ore going in, and we have iron bars, or just normal iron going in. Robots, slowly building. This is also a reason why you want more drones. Give the drones more operations at the same time, so this can go a bit faster. But look at that, there we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So that is going, that is producing. Now for the next one, that will be our copper. We can just take it 2 high and above, so it can actually go through. Now let's just get it over this way. And yeah, let's do it right here. And what if we do something like this? Go up 1. I'd like for you to go through. I normally, or kind of want to just press right here, go through, down the opposite side, and in. There we are. That is our copper. And then we need the last one, up here in 3. That might just want to go above instead, since that is kind of the way we're doing it. So that means you have to go to 4, the next one, this one. That should be fine, so please start you here. 1, 2, 3. That should be 4. You'll go to there. Then you should be able to go straight across this one to about, come on, little building thing. The building is a bit wonky, as I said a few times now. There we go, and it will go down into that one now. So robots are slowly but surely building up the inputs we need for our main bus. Is this the best starting things? I don't know. Do comment what you think, and if some other YouTuber is doing a better build, do link it to me. or if I'm doing something good, do link it to them or share it. I am very much trying to learn what the optimal way is, and I'm very much influenced by my Factorio knowledge. So let's just get this built first. I want to see this flow down the line so you guys can see what's gonna happen. Power wise, still fine. Look at that. Move my little things. And there we are. We now have things going. We're still having some resources, and that is good. So while that is going, let's just go and grab some gear wheels so we can make some more belts. Please, thank you. There we are. Let's just craft. Let's give us about 300 belts, and look how easy it is now that we have all the basic materials. Otherwise we use 2 seconds here, we use 1 second here, and then 1 second there. That'll be 4 seconds instead of 1. So it's insanely good just to get at least this level of automation going. At least for building out the main base. So next thing, we have coal we want to get in, and we have these 4. So we can get coal and stone on the same one, and these 2 can go on the next one over. I think that'll be a good way to do it. So right here, instead of taking it from there, let's just split this off instead. Hopefully we have room for a splitter. We do. And there goes my robots. Please build that. Thank you. And then I can say, you go there and you go there. And then I'll just take it over this way. Can we do it as simple as this? It is quite good. Once an angle too wide. Is that angle too wide? Okay, I'll just line it up after our grid lines so we know it will fit. There we are. And then I want to take the coal over this way and that way. Very, very simple. That'll go up to 3 high. We have some storage here. Let's just grab a bit. 1, 2, 3. Just to fill into our mech to keep getting power. Because it is getting drained quite fast because of this flying over the lake. So 1, 2. I just want to take 3 high right away. To about here. And then I want you to go this way. That seems like it is fine. You can go all the way down to there. Is that correct? Look at that. That means we have 2 more things going in. Oh, it's going to be a beautiful main bus. Let's get some more science going as well while we build the rest. And we get any more science going. We can get the fluid and we can get the wireless power things. We can look at that in the next episode. That's it. Build, build, build. Last 2 want to hook up. Oh, power is not good. I will probably get sort of very... Oh, it's because we're building so much they can't keep up. I kind of want to do this then. Instead of you, I want to get pretty much our charging first, then this one afterwards. Because if you get one of these, I can just show you in this episode how nice it is to have one of those charging things. Because I can barely do anything with all this building going on. But we should be able to plan out what we want still. So we need this to go from over here, over that way, and in. Let's see, let's see. Yeah, we'll wait for that. Please get done building. Well, we'll just be slow for a little while. So I'll see what that looks like. Urgh. We can still go in water even though you're not flying. Can you die? No, you'll just... I don't know why it's flying in the first place then. That is actually quite hilarious. One of the devs knows why that's the case. Probably not to have people die on them. So let's see. Here's the glass. I want to just take this production over this way. So you come with me, please. And now we can actually just charge our batteries if you want to. So in one of these, please just craft one. Then I'll show you what it can do. Let's just place it here. Look at this. Boing.
You built a wireless power tower, which is suitable with long-distance power transmission caused by its longer connection distance. What's exciting is that it can also charge mecha by using electricity from the grid.
And it can also just be used for as a normal power pole. Huh, didn't notice that. That is actually quite good, just using that instead. It can consume electricity from the power grid to charge the mecha. Good. You like the fluid encapsulation technology, which allows transfer of fluid with conveyor belts. Also can store extra fluids in a large capacity storage tank. That's quite good. Ooh, is power run? Oh yeah, because our mech is charging, we are consuming a lot of power, and I don't think this is hooked up to our network. So let's just do that very quickly. Come on, my little things. Would probably just hook up. And that should be fine. There we are. That is going. That is very slowly but securely getting in. So time to hook up the rest. We do have a bit more power. Let's just get it filled up to about whatever the storage is now. That's gonna be 140 megajoules of power. It does have HP. I wonder when that gets into use. There we go. So let's grab you again. I want you to just go to oh, other way, please. Yeah, that goes in, and then the last one we need is our stone. That should be good to go then. So grab you. You'll have to be 1, 2, and then you'll just colliding an object. Then get up higher then. There we are. Go here, let's get you turned a bit in a second. There, and all the way down to the end. Here. Let's craft a few more. Hopefully we have enough, we just need to grab some iron. And our robots are slowly chucking along. Oh, we have a lot of junk in inventory. But there we are. That should be the last stretch we need to hook the rest of these up. Exactly like I wanted. So there we are. We have everything flowing into our new main bus. We'll be able to build on this side now. All of our components and get ready for the future. Hopefully we can get across this one, otherwise we just have to go up and down a few times to make room for it. Might not have been the best plan, but we'll see how it goes. What's the worst that can happen? So I'll end the episode here. It's been an insanely productive one. We've gotten our science labs up and running. Our little drones are slowly but surely building our superhighway to our main bus. And hopefully I'm still enjoying this. I am very much enjoying producing it. And do remember to like and subscribe. And come join us in Discord. We are having a blast. It is always fun. And one thing I forgot in the first episode. Thank you very much to my patrons as well. Without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. It's always nice having a bit of support. So on that high note and on this massive success of an episode 2, I bid you farewell and I will see you next episode. Bye guys.